Chances are when you woke up this morning, you were expecting some snow, but when you walked outside, you were just like me, up to your knees in it. Now the only question is, where do you start? And if you do decide to go on the Finger Lakes Farm Trail this weekend, Moore says the key to finding a perfect apple is to just feel around the tree and it'll fall right off. Now these apples might be a little bit smaller than they have been in the past because of the drought, but he says the flavor is just the same. If your vents are working properly, Ken says you should be able to see smoke coming out of those vents from your yard. Now, if you are going to make the trip up to your roof to clear the snow away, Ken says you might want to think twice before using a shovel. When the power goes out, a generator might help keep you warm through the winter weather. But before you start it up, there are a few things you might want to keep in mind. And since many of the activities on the farm are hands-on, they have sinks and hand sanitizer placed all over the farm for people to use. Reporting in Candor, Lexie Cutmore, WENY News. Nick, most police dogs are born and bred for the job, but 3-year-old canine Maggie's story started out a little differently. Before she found her way to the Owego Police Department, Maggie was a stray, unable to find a home for the first few years of her life.
She was supposed to go with someone who had a paid kennel for her. She went in that paid kennel for a little while. The owner never picked her up, so she was sent back to the shelter.
Shortly after, the Southern Tier Canine Association found out about a pit bull Malinois mix that was bouncing around from shelter to shelter and thought she would make a great addition to the team.
They went and evaluated her and thought she had what it took to be a police canine. So they took her and trained her for 2 months and then passed her on to me.
The former stray is now fully trained in narcotics detection and tracking. But before Maggie can go out on a call with Pike, she has some additional training to do. Training that always leads to a reward.
She's not real big on a toy, it's more just the interaction with me. Like, I've got a few different tug toys, and just that little fight and play with me is what she likes.
Even though she's not quite ready to strap on her police harness, Pike says Maggie is eager to go out on the job and even more eager to spend time with him.
Oh, it's great, and I think the bond's already there. I mean, she's already, she'll be laying down and I make a little movement. She's like, all right, are we gonna go do something? Like, let's go. And she's just very loving towards me and very affectionate, and the bond's definitely there already. It happened quick.
Once Pike hangs up the leash and takes off his badge, his time with Maggie doesn't stop there. Aside from being his new partner, Maggie is also his new best friend.
Definitely more responsibility both at home and here. But it's a good responsibility. It's very good to have.
You can follow Canine Maggie's journey on the Owego Police Force on her Facebook and Instagram pages. All of those links can be found on our website at WENY.com. 2020 brought on some unfamiliar and difficult challenges for business owners. A harsh reality that Sandy Lehman, owner of the Cellar in Owego, knows all too well.
When we were shut down in March of, the beginning of 2020, we were at the top of our game.
Instead of closing their doors, Sandy went right back to work, ready to take on the holidays, even if it meant having fewer customers.
Well, bottom line, we're down, like I say, a good 2/3 this evening. Generally speaking, even when we had the outdoor seating and people were able to come back out and comfortable coming back out, I don't know that we made 50%.
Sitting down and enjoying your meal is all part of the experience of going out to eat. And Sandy knew bringing people in under COVID-19 restrictions wouldn't be easy, especially on one of the busiest nights of the year.
I sat there last night, I think it took me about 2 hours to seat only 50 people. Usually it takes that long, but I'm doing double and triple that.
With winter well underway, limited seating indoors, and no end to the pandemic in sight, Sandy says it'll take some time to recover.
So to get back up there, that's not going to happen in spring of 2021. It's going to take a while to get back up.
But after spending nearly 2 decades working on the Cellar, she's ready for whatever happens in the new year.
A lot of challenge. We've always been challenged. This is just another one. It might be a little bigger, but it's just another one. So no, I haven't ever thought that we would quit.
Reporting in Owego, Lexie Cutmore, WENY News. Chances are when you woke up this morning, you were expecting some snow, but when you walked outside, you were just like me, up to your knees in it. Now the only question is, where do you start?
One scoop at a time.
That's the main piece of advice Jeremy Asbury, owner of Asbury Landscaping, had to give. And don't wait. Getting the job done when the snow is light, powdery, and fresh can make the process a lot easier.
But I definitely try to tackle it as it falls if you can. Go out there and do it maybe every 3 or 4 inches so you're not stuck breaking your back when we get a foot or foot and a half.
If you are going to brave the cold, the American Heart Association is reminding people to lift with your knees, and if you're feeling tired, take a break when you need one.
It's not something that everybody wants to do, but sometimes it's something that you gotta do to get yourself unstuck.
And on days like this, when the roads are absolutely covered, Jeremy says you should leave any snowy day travels up to the professionals.
Just to stay off the roads until they're all clear and salted, and just allow the plow trucks to get out and do their jobs to keep everybody safe.
Reporting from my snowed-in home in Binghamton, Lexie Cutmore, WENY News.